Hi friends, today I am here to discuss the last method of solving a quadratic equation. In my earlier videos, I have discussed with you all vectorization method and formula method. In this video, I am going to talk about completing the square method. So let's start with the method. Now there are few steps for completing square method. The first step is check the quotient of the square term, it has to be 1. Second step, variables इकडे इकडे constant तिकडे तिकडे. Step 3, third term is equals to half into coefficient of x the whole square. Step 4, adding third term on both the sides. Step 5, taking square root with plus minus sign on right hand side. I know you must be wondering what are these steps and how it means and how it is helpful to us. Right now, just revise these steps thoroughly. If you want, take the screenshot of these steps. You can revise the steps at the regular intervals. Once you become comfortable with the steps, you will be able to solve the sum by this method. And by solving the next sum, I am going to explain you each and every step in detail. Let's start with one sum by this method. I have taken this example to solve it by the completing square method. Now first step, we always write the sum as it is given in a question. So our question is 2y square plus 5y plus 1 is equals to 0. Now what is our first step? Check the quotient of the square term, it has to be 1. Now here the square term is y square. What is the quotient of y square? 2. Now we have to make it 1. So to make it 1, we have to divide throughout the equation by 2. In other words, I'll divide each term by 2. Now when I do that, the 2 of y square quotient gets cancelled. So basically the equation will become y square plus 5y upon 2 plus 1 upon 2 is equals to 0. Now the second step, variables ikde ikde, constant tikde tikde. Now the terms which are having variable will keep it on left hand side and will shift the constant on right hand side. Which is the constant here? Plus 1 upon 2. I'll shift it on right hand side. So it will become minus 1 upon 2. So our second step is also over. If you observe, on left hand side we have only two terms. Now to make it a perfect square, we need a third term. So the formula for the third term is half into quotient of y the whole square. Now what is the quotient of y here? It's plus 5 upon 2. So I will take this as 1 upon 2 into 5 upon 2 the whole square. Now product of this will be 5 upon 4 the whole square, which will be 25 upon 60. Remember, this is an equation. In equation we always have left hand side is equals to right hand side. So to maintain the balance, now we'll add this third term on both the sides. So our next step is adding 25 upon 16 on both the sides. Now when we do that, our left hand side automatically becomes a perfect square. Now to find it has become a perfect square of which factor, there is a small trick. Square root of first term. Our first term is y square and square root of y square will give us y. Square root of last term. Our last term of left hand side is 25 upon 16. Let's find the square root of this. Now 25 is a perfect square of 5. 16 is a perfect square of 4. So when you take the square root of this, it will become 5 upon 4. And sign of middle term. What is the sign of middle term? Plus. So basically our left hand side has become y plus 5 upon 4 the whole square. But on right hand side if you observe, there are two fractions where the denominators are different. Now the LCM of 2 and 16 is 16. So I have to make this 2 as 16. For that I need to multiply this 2 by 8. So in other words, I will multiply this 1 also by 8. So I will get minus 8 plus 25 upon 16. Now our left hand side, which has become already a perfect square, will remain as it is, but right side and side will become 17 upon 16. Now the next step, taking square root with plus minus sign on right hand side. Now when we take the square root, our left hand side will become y plus 5 upon 4, but on right hand side. Now 17 is not a perfect square, but 16 is a perfect square. So when you take the square root of this, you will get plus minus root 17 upon 4. Now in the next step, I'll shift 5 upon 4 on right hand side, so it becomes minus 5 upon 4. If you observe, between the two terms on right hand side, we have plus and minus sign. That is the reason we'll get the two roots. We get y is equals to minus 5 plus root 17 upon 4, or y is equals to minus 5 minus 17 root 17 upon 4. So these two are the roots of the given quadratic equation. Always have the habit of writing the answer in statement form. Let's have a look at one more sum by the same method. I have taken the question p square minus 10p plus 5 is equals to 0. Now first step is to write the given equation as it is. So we'll write it that. Now first step is what? Check the quotient of the square term. It has to be 1. Now here our square term is p square and the quotient is 1. So our first step is over. Second step, variables ikade ikade, constant tikade tikade. My here constant is plus 5. I'll shift it on right hand side. It will become minus 5. Third step is to find the third term. Third term is what? Half into coefficient of p, the whole square. Always remember, whenever you write this formula, take the variable as it is given in a question. In this question, the variable is p, so I have written half of coefficient of p. If you try to recollect, in previous sum, the variable was y, so I have written as half into coefficient of y. Now, what is the coefficient of p here? It's minus 10. So it is half into minus 10, the whole square. 2 1s are 2 5s are. So it becomes minus 5, the whole square, which will give us 25. Now, adding 25 on both the sides will give us p square minus 10p plus 25 is equals to minus 5 plus 25. Now, our left hand side has already become a perfect square. How to identify it? See, square root of first term will give us p, sine of middle term is minus, and square root of last term is 5. So it is p minus 5 the whole square, and minus 5 plus 25 will give us 20. Now next step is to take the square root with plus minus sign on right hand side. So let's take the square root. So it can be written as plus minus root 20. Now I'll shift minus 5 on right hand side. It becomes p is equals to 5 plus minus root 20. So therefore p is equals to 5 plus 2 root 5. Now you must be wondering, sir, ये कैसे हुआ? See, square root of 20. That means first you should check, is there any perfect square as a factor in 20? Yes, it is 4 5s are, and square root of 4 is 2. So root 20 can be written as 2 root 5. So our next factor will become minus 2 root 5. So in other words, the two roots what we got is p is equals to 5 plus 2 root 5 or 5 minus 2 root 5. So these two are the roots of the given quadratic equation. I hope you must have understood this method. If you have enjoyed watching the video, please like, share and subscribe our channel for regular updates about the maths concept, and also please comment below the videos. It motivates me to do more better work for making the videos. Thank you.